Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
We are back with Simply True. Yes, she is simplytrue.com, and she's an awesome, amazing woman. Ingrid, welcome back today. How are you doing?
I am doing well. Thank you so much, Jill. Pleasure to be here.
Same here. Ingrid Essawova Frisbee is her name, and she's a mastermind hailing from Phoenix, Arizona. Tell us a little about what you do.
Oh, wonderful. So hello, everyone. Again, I'm Ingrid, and I am a spiritual life recovery coach and intuitive here in Phoenix, Arizona. But you know what? I am global. And my job is to get people connected to themselves, because when they're connected to themselves, they experience peace, joy, unconditional love, and just a harmony within themselves and the rest of the world. Whereas when they're disconnected from themselves, guess what they experience?
What?
Fear, doubt, anxiety, frustration, disappointment, even depression. And we don't want that, do we?
Nope.
So that is why I exist.
Well, for many reasons, as a mother, as a wife, as a friend, yes, you exist for so many reasons. And of course, to help so many people, which what you're doing. And we've had some great discussions about truth, about what was last week's? Was it truth?
Boundaries.
Boundaries. What do you have in mind for us today?
Well, I thought we would have an interesting session on a surface, but deep with you.
Okay, awesome.
Because of course you get to say what you feel comfortable saying. So my question to you is, what are your 3 top challenges emotionally that you are still dealing with up to this day?
I don't know the specific order, but
Any order.
Okay. My emotional challenges is trust. To trust anyone. Yes, trust is a big issue for me. So emotionally, it's hard, and that scares me. So I'm fearful of the commitment. So I feel fearful. I'm fearful of not providing for my kids and losing my house and all that stuff. So emotionally, I'm scared every day. The trust issue with men. And anyone in general, but mostly men, I'd say, fearful of not providing for my children. And emotionally, I'm disorganized in my home because I don't have a lot of time to organize. So mentally, that gives me a block in my head of all the things that I have to do that I don't have time to do. And there's piles of bills and crap all over my house. And that gives me overwhelm, anxiety of an emotion. So I have a few things going on, to be honest. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And that takes a lot of courage to share something like that. So thank you. And I believe that you are not the only one that's out there that feels that. For our listeners, when they're like, oh my gosh, me too. So this will be a perfect podcast. So the first thing that you had mentioned were trust issues. So whether I said it in other podcasts or not, let's review this, shall we?
Sure.
So trust has not been in my vocabulary for over 20 years. I don't do trust. It doesn't even verbiate out of my mouth.
Okay.
Because it is an expectation.
Okay.
And I don't believe in it. I believe it's ego. When you trust, it's an ego thing. And I believe that people need to be themselves. However, you are the one that has to form your standards, your boundaries, and your policies after you try plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E. And if it just doesn't work, it's okay. You just need to you need to take care of you and be healthy. So what do we do instead of trust? Instead, I do credibility. So let me explain both. Trust is because you trust because of the title, right? The people that have higher titles have a higher level of trust that you put upon them. Spouse, partner, parent, sibling, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Doctor.
Yeah.
Like when these are higher, would you do it for a stranger? The trust? No, right?
No.
Those are different titles. Well, this is what happens. You have an expectation, and the trust is like, well, we're on audio, but it's like this big,
Yeah.
right? And then one thing happens. Just one thing happens. Where does that trust go? It goes boom. Does that trust ever go back to this? Never.
No.
Let's not fool ourselves. We're lucky if it goes here. There's always going to be a level of paranoia. There is going to be a level of always questioning. And that trust it's just right here. I don't believe that's fair. That's why I do credibility. So credibility, this is the way I do it. People can do it however they want, but this is the way I do it. Everyone has this much credibility in my eyes. Then I observe repeated patterns of behavior. It's not a judgment, it's an awareness. And I determine in that credibility, where are you a match with me? Are you at 100%? Are you at 80? Are you at 50? How about 30? It's okay. Because in that repeated pattern of behavior over and over and over and over and over again, we are a match at 40.
Yeah.
And I'm going to focus only on 40. Do you know what that means? There will only be certain conversations. There will be only certain hanging out. I will not be doing overnights. I'll do overnights at 70, at 80, right? But I won't do it. What the heck? But I won't. This is what happens when you need to put your phone on do not disturb. Okay, very good. So therefore, few things happen here. Because you don't have an expectation, because you do understand that trust is an expectation. You better not do this. You better not do that. You better not say this. You better not say that.
Yeah.
And you better say this. And you better do that. Otherwise, I'm going to be screaming. I'm going to have a meltdown. And it's just going to be a thing, right?
Yeah.
But when with credibility, let's say it's 50%, 60%, right? I will not go to 61, 65, 70, because over there, I'm going to have a meltdown.
Yes.
Another thing, when you don't have an expectation of someone, your whole body is different in terms of what you project physically. What about the words that you speak? What about the tone that you have? What about what your face looks like? Whereas when you have an expectation and your expectation, what do you think your words sound like?
Yeah.
What do you think your tone is like? Right? And this you are not responsible for other people's entertainment. You're not responsible for their happiness. Okay. Tell me no. But what you are responsible is to keep your side of the street clean, yours, and enjoy the credibility thing. So you're not responsible. Forgive me, I lost my train of thought. You're not responsible for their happiness, their entertainment. They are. Okay, so the thought totally lost me, but that's okay.
That's okay.
So therefore, thank you. Now I got it. They're able to be themselves with you a lot more. I'm going to repeat it. If you don't have an expectation and you only are in their lives to the percentage that is a match, there is less likely for them that they will have fear, less likely that they will have doubt, less likely they will lie, less likely they will do this and that, right?
Yeah.
Because if you have an expectation and they just realize they messed up, sorry, that they messed up, then fear just goes all over them, right? Because you have this expectation, you got the face, you got the tone, there's yelling, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But when you don't, people are able to be themselves. So just with that, there's so many couples that I ask this with my clients, what percentage of credible do you feel your partner is? Do you know how many times I get 30%
or less?
or less? But where would it be healthy and productive? What percentage would be healthy and productive for you to decide to be with someone or to marry someone? What percentage?
Does it have to be 100%?
No, it doesn't, because we're all different.
But higher.
Where would it be nice that
like
it would
80%?
Yeah, I would say 80 plus.
Oh, okay.
I would say 80 plus. Yeah, maybe even 75 even, but definitely not the 60, like definitely not. You see, and best friends, if there's best friend, that's around the same one as well. If it's casual acquaintances, 30 or 40 is fine. And if they happen to be 60 or 70, that's good too. You see? So then you allow people for them to be themselves. And the thing is, that is so much weight off your shoulders.
Yeah.
It's so much, because this person is in your life for this reason, this reason, this reason, this reason, and it's a match. But what we actually do is we try to change people. There's a difference between when somebody wants to change and they're asking to change and you're helping them to change. But one has to be honest with themselves, what is your why in terms of you wanting to change? And is it for you or is it for the other person? So those are a lot of nuggets in one. What resonates with you in that, my dear?
Oh, well, I wish I could have someone that I'm 80% of. I feel 80% confident to trust someone like that. I mean, that would be amazing, right? But my question goes to how do you, if you have issues from the past that affect the present and how you feel, can I ever get to an 80% with someone? Or am I not?
Right. But the thing is, you have to be in truth. If this person from the past is still doing the repeated patterns of behavior in the present, then you have to understand what animal, and we're not being disrespectful. We're animals too. What animal you're dealing with? Are you dealing with a cute little cocker spaniel? Are you looking at a baby cheetah? Are you looking at a male lion? Are you looking at a hyena? You gotta look at what you have in front of you and do the credibility scale. Like literally take the trust word and eliminate it from get rid of it, because it's an expectation. But if you look at this person from your past okay, so think of the person that you have in the past. Okay, think of this person. What percentage are they overall as a package? What
60.
percentage? 60. Okay. And that's truth.
Yeah. It was never.
How long have you known this person for?
Like probably, known for like 12 years, but dated for like 2.
Let's just
say 2.
To the dating. Because when you're dating, it's a different person.
Level.
When you're just friends, it's a different person. So when you first met this person, what in the first, I don't know, 3 months, 6 months, what percentage of credibility do you think there was?
60, yeah.
60. Look at this. A year later, what was the percentage? 50, 60.
A little less, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you see that what you have, you are a match 50, 60, but not the 61 to 100.
No.
And this is what you're trying to achieve. But look at the track record for the past 2 years. By the way, no one's at fault. Nobody's wrong here. There's no such thing. They're just a certain animal, and you only are able to be with other animals where there can be 70, 80, 90, you know? And it's fine. Nobody's wrong here. It's just a different path. The path looks differently, feels differently. It has different trees, different bushes, different landscape workout, different lighting. That is wonderful too, but it's not a match for you. But it would be a match. Do you realize that that person that you're with can be a match like 80, 90 with someone else?
Yeah.
Do you
You're right.
realize?
Yeah.
Right. So there's nothing
Wrong with that
There's
person
nothing.
or me. Everyone
No,
has their match.
no.
That's a good way. That's never looked at it that way.
Correct. There's nothing wrong. It's the being compatible, and we're not taught this in high school or in college. We're not, or by our parents, that let's pick matches. And if in order to have a match for your lifelong partner, let's really aim for 80% naturally. So that 50, 60 that you had mentioned from this person, they're naturally like that.
Yeah.
There's no pretending. They're just like that. And that's what you can count on, because that's solid. You wouldn't tell me it's 20%. No, a lot more, right?
Yeah.
A lot more. So that 50, 60, it's not your person, because you will always be pissed off.
Totally. Yeah, totally.
And maybe the fact that you were friends before, maybe that is the connection where you actually match. Because honestly, if you want to have a healthy, productive relationship, I would say around the neighborhood of 80 plus is where it really, really happens.
Got it. It's making a lot clearer sense to me right now. Okay, good. I'm on my way to finding that 80 to 100.
Yes. And the thing is that you will get your 80 to 100, because remember, you attract what you are. So if you're at a frequency that you attracted this person, that means there are things that you needed to learn. One of the learning things, because I don't know your relationship together, one of the things right off the bat that I see is accepting the person the way they are, understanding they are not your person, and being able to stand in your light, to stand in your power, and communicate with this person. Hey, we're not each other's person, but I would love to have you, once a month or once a week to go out to lunch or something like that, or whatever that 50, 60% is. And that we will be really good. We will laugh. Yeah. We will have a good time, but let's just stick to once a week together, and that's it, or once a month, because that's where it will work. Suddenly, do you understand that you evolve?
Whoa. What are you doing to me? You've done this before. You saw the
energy.
Oh my gosh, my screen is flashing. Oh my gosh, that is so bizarre. I got goosebumps.
So therefore, you see the spirits are saying, yes.
Oh my goodness.
I got
goosebumps. Okay. Oh my God, that's crazy.
So therefore, then you shift, and now you're in a higher frequency, because that takes courage to do that, by the way, right? Because that's different than your norm.
Yeah.
Now guess who you will attract, right? Now you may attract a 70.
Wow.
75. Maybe it's still not the one and there's something else. Then you go higher. Boom. You attract your 80. You see? Spirit agrees. Look at that.
Yeah, that is amazing.
So, yeah. So what are some of these aspects that, it's so nice in theory, And when person is actually in that theory, what are some of the things that they can experience that is unproductive? Well, you can have a person that tries to convince the other person, no, 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 I am your person. I'm your person, and I'll change, and I'll do this, and I'll do that, right? So then you have to have the courage to go, no, this is truth. This is truth. And this is what I'm willing to give. This is what I'm not willing to give. And it's perfectly okay. So there has to, so in this scenario, quite a bit of courage is needed. In the other scenario where trust is concerned, you don't need courage because all you're going to do is complain all day long. Complain that you're not doing this, you're not doing that. Why aren't you do this? Why are you not doing that? Right? You should. Yeah. You're the title of this. Why aren't you doing this? Why? That doesn't take courage. Wow. That actually disconnects the people more and more. There's no growth. So yeah, this takes courage. But the thing is that the entire package, the long run, you are healthier physically, emotionally, mentally, energetically. You have more time for the things that you want to have time for, like, for example, children. Wow. You're not going to be in your head for hours and hours in your head going, why is it that they're not doing this? Why can't they do that? Why are you not doing this? Right? Oh my God, it is such a waste of time. When you are in truth and you take people and look at what you have in front of you without making stories, without making mountains out of molehill, you then start your tribe of your people around you. Yeah. And every single one of them are a match. And that if they're a match, that means you're in light. If you are in light, that means you have love around you. And if you have love, that means it's easy. And it flows. And if things flow, then what do you think you're going to manifest? Because you're not controlling. You're not hanging on to bitter life. So it really would benefit people overall and in conclusion if they eliminate the word trust from their vocabulary because it's an expectation and it's pure ego. And allow people to be themselves, and you take the accountability of choosing people, whether they're friends, whether they're your romantic life partner. Well, hopefully you just have one, but if you want a few more, go for it. And just have the right match so you can be yourself. That's all I gotta say.
That's simply true. We love you. Wow.
So if you guys want more information, I have my book on Amazon. It's called The Emotional Dictionary to the Soulful Self. It's the one with the butterfly. Again, it's called The Emotional Dictionary to the Soulful Self. You can find it on Amazon, one with the big butterfly. It's a bullet pointed book with, because you need answers and you need them now. So they can act like a workbook and it's just beautiful reading.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good because I've got my percentages higher, I think. I know.
And do that with
new one that
do it with your children. Well, hold on. How old are your children?
6 and 8. 2 boys, 6 and 8.
Oh, okay. That's okay. But when they later into teenagers and a little bit older, they have credibility too.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Ingrid, please.
You're very welcome.
Remind us how we find you.
Yes. Just go to simplytrue.com. It's the easiest way. Simplytrue.com. Simplytrue.com. Let me be in your ear. Simplytrue.com.
Love it. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day. And by the way, did you enjoy the 4th? Did you do anything special?
We are moving, so a lot of preparing and packing. So yeah.
Are you still staying in the same state? Am I allowed to ask? Are you?
Yes.
Arizona? Okay. Cool. All right. Good.
City.
Good luck.
All good.
Good luck with the adventure. We'll talk hopefully soon. Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Have a great day. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.